Did I say hi, Carolyn? You came in way long time ago. I don't know if I said hi to you. I was busy. Did I? Okay. I know I said hi to Judy and Gloria. All right. All right. Why is that not? Why is that not?
I could not be old when I said going
There we go. All right. Yeah. So today we're going to use our bands, you guys.
I couldn't figure out how to take it out apart. I tried to blow it out. And then I felt the old printer.
I have a 30-year-old. It won't do color anymore, but it's black and white just fine. So, singular Packard, pretty good, pretty well made.
Yeah. I had no problem with my old one.
Now is the test after a weekend. Can I remember everyone's name? Gayleen. Sharon, I saw you. There we go. Marie.
You get so many more copies. The echo change is absent. So I guess somebody had a YouTube thing on how fast it could pay for itself if you did play cartridges.
That convinced me.
Now, Barb, I know you're here.
Combination of things convinced me. First off, spending the secret out high.
Oh, here we go. I was going to say, yeah, right.
He's better. I had to drive in places.
Yeah, that's, yes, that's good. That's a, and Carolyn, and yep, I got it. I got it. All right. Here are my eyes. All right. All right. First of all, while we're waiting for that, I used to bring the Veterans of Class. Do you remember these?
Yes.
I would bring this plus 2 more. I don't want, so I do not see me doing shared equipment because when you sterilize these, it can, not be great. Thank you, Shreya. So I am giving them away. If anyone would like a ball, cool. You can. Now these tend to be firm. You can have whatever color you want. And these are small, but right now, in fact, I can just have them out like, put them out so you can see and take your favorite cover. It's like, oh, how pretty. You can just, now I do not want these back. Can we go jump in them? Can you jump in them? Yes, as long as you don't hurt yourself. That's right. So you are welcome to those balls. And good job.
I was just going to tell you if people are looking for a place to buy bands. Okay, great. 10 Segretti.
10 Segretti will sell them.
$5.
$5.
Yep, we
Wow.
got two.
Okay, great. $5 per band?
Yep.
And are they 5 feet in length or are they little?
No, they're long.
They're long. Great.
I just thought I'd tell you.
Thank you, Judy.
Okay.
Thank
'Cause they're
you.
right next door to the hotel. So
Yes,
I just popped in and they
Ex-
said, what do you want?
Yay.
Okay.
Yay. Excellent. I'll announce that. I'm so glad you guys can use those. All right.
UHF is connected.
Now,
That was entertaining.
I used to float.
if anyone needs a fan, the fans are over in this area. Otherwise, we will stand up. A fan blowing on you. Yeah, if you want a fan, the fans are here. Here are for people that don't want a fan blowing on them. But if you need a fan, it's over there. Opposite, if you don't want a fan blowing on you, then please move over here. Now, if we all, like it is warm in here. Anyone else warm? I'm sweating already. But it could be because I've been going.
Well, it's really cool compared to outside.
It's cool in here compared to outside, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to warn you again. So I'm driving on the freeway, and I'm noticing these tires that have been I-5 tires that look like they've been blown on the side of the freeway. So I'm driving, and thankfully the truck is like 4 cars ahead of me. The semi blew a tire. The car's going every which way. It's like, oh my goodness. So the heat disintegrates those tires too. So be careful if you're driving on the freeway by a semi truck. I mean, same thing goes for trailers. Like if there's a trailer being pulled, I have had 2 family members that in the last 3 weeks, they were pulling a trailer and their tires went out on the freeway. So it's the same thing. Those tires that aren't used a lot for trailers or that are used all the time with heavy stuff, semis, you just want to, when you're driving, I would stay clear of those 2. Get around them, move out of the way, something. Okay, then now that we're warming up, let's do it a little harder. Now I'm going to do a handout and a little informational video about this one. I overworked a muscle. You too, if you are ready to work out and you're going to hit it and you're determined and by golly, you're going to get strong, your legs strong and better balance, and so you do a lot of it. And if you do too much, you could stress or strain a muscle group out, which is what I did right there. So this year, I have strained and stressed several muscle groups out. That does not happen to me. So evidently, I am not paying attention to what my body is telling me. I say that for your benefit. Please pay attention to your body. When you feel a muscle group start to really work and you're excited because, man, you want to get that muscle group strong, please take it easy. Just don't go overboard and see how it feels the next morning. Has anyone had that experience? Like, I'm gung-ho, I'm going to really work a muscle group out, and then you just overwork it and you're paying for it for 6 weeks? Yeah. Well, I hope it doesn't. But a true strain and sprain can take up to that long. So, warming up, Tai Chi Qigong. Keep your knees bent. And how are you guys at home? And then up on our toes, lifting your heels as high as you can. Oh, I meant to offer, darn, I don't have it out, but we do have it in that cupboard. Paper plates if you want to hold your balls. Also, I have a ball inflator and deflator if anyone wants to pump up their balls. So, because sitting in a warm car will deflate. Is it warm car inflates or I don't know. Cold does one thing. Cold shrinks, you're right, and warm inflates. A lot of these are deflated, but we have the pump. A little soap on the needle to, or hand sanitizer to so that it goes in. Okay, great. Yeah, WD-40, so to speak.
I want to use WD-40.
No, I don't mean use WD-40. I mean it's a lubricant. Yeah. So spit. Yeah. Thank you for not spitting on the pump. Let's do the other side. Just warming up. If you don't like a lunge, do a squat. Or stand on one leg. Now today we're going to mix it up. We're still warming up. We are going to do an exercise group and then we're going to stretch it. Rather than save the stretch for the end, we're going to do it all at once. We're going to do it throughout. All right. We're going to stand on one foot. 30 seconds. And just want to make sure that you guys heard, because we didn't have class last week, nor will we have class 4th of July this coming week. Can you believe it's the 4th of July? Holy cow. But next Monday's the 4th of July holiday, so no class. 25 seconds, 26, 27 seconds, 30 seconds. Let's do the other side. But did you guys hear on the news last week about the importance of being able to stand on one foot for 10 seconds? You heard it, Barbara? Yeah, anyone else hear that importance? Yeah, and I give you this info all the time. This is just one more study, but there are hundreds of studies that verify this over the years. That is, you want strong legs. All right, we're going to go over as we warm up what is the best way to strengthen your legs. Number 1, walk upstairs. The higher the riser, the stronger it is, the harder it is on your legs, the better it is as long as you don't strain yourself. So walking upstairs, by the way, hold on to the guardrail. Number 2, a lunge. So if you don't want to do a lunge, you could do a squat, you could stand, mix any of these up. These are just the cream of the crop ways to strengthen your legs. Then let's do the other side.
Would you send us that?
I did, have you done your 10 today? And these are on, have you done your 10 today? And I'm revising that handout to include these. I'm going to reorder it so that it is the top leg strengthenings. Yeah. Because it also includes some other things too. Like that's not a leg strengthener, but it's very important. Yeah. So then a squat is number 3. Again, modify, switch it up. Meaning, if you don't like to do a squat, just do something else. The next one is number 4, standing on one leg, which we did already. So we'll pass that up. 5 is a leg lift. Now, it really works this muscle that's really sore on me. So I'm going to tap out and I'm not going to go very far. And you may wonder, why is Cindy tapping here when it's this side, not that side, that's bothering her? Because this is a double duty, and when you lift your leg, it works this side. So this one works your standing leg and your moving leg. It's a 2-for-1. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Which is a horrible phrase. Yeah.
A horrible one's or 1 stone. Oh,
I mean, do you want to hit a bird for a stone?
no, that is Eliza, that's really good. Yeah. Same thing with Rockabye Baby in the treetop. When it's like the baby's falling out of the tree. Yeah. Or some of the other little rhymes, Ring Around the Rosie. Yeah. Anyway, I'm digressing, aren't I? All right. So we've just covered the top 5. The 6th one is you want your legs strong and you want your legs fast. So we're just going to kind of warm up with fast feet. You don't have to go fast if you don't want to. If you want to go fast, go fast. Then let's switch. And this is all about catching ourselves.
Cindy, are these less effective if you keep your balance by holding onto your chair? Does that make it less effective?
It makes it easier. So the simple answer is yes. But if I say don't hold on to your chair, then what I find is people don't do it at all. So if you need to hang on to your chair, hang on to your chair. If you want to make it more advanced, maybe that's a better way to put it, Rachel. The more advanced is doing it without hanging on to something. But there are days when we need to hang on.
And that's true for squats and lunges.
That is true for squats and lunges. Let's do the other side. Yes, it's like, and maybe you guys can help me figure out how to phrase it for people so that it's doable. It is, number 1, just do it. Some way, somehow, modify, just do it. And then as you do it, you will get stronger. And what I find is when people get stronger, they don't want to hold on. It automatically just happens. Let's do the other side. So there is always to everything a beginning version, and then there is the more medium version and then the advanced version. Same with all of these. All right, now we're going to warm up. I'm just going to finish this walking. And again with that, you want to pick up your speed as you feel more comfortable. You want to pick your feet up. Do not drag your feet. And just go as fast as you comfortably, stably can go. You want to move your arms if at all possible. Of course, if you're carrying stuff, then don't move your arms. But if you have your arms free, you want to do it. And never put your hands in your pockets. Because if you were to trip and fall, your hands could not get you out in time. All right, now we are going to gently stretch. Now with that caveat, remember I said this is the easier version, hanging on with whatever we're doing. The harder version is not hanging on. With stretching, you get a better stretch when you hang on. So it's kind of the opposite. When you don't hang on and you're doing stretching, it's actually strengthening and doing a little stretching. A true stretch, you want to hang on. Any questions about that one? Because then your body's stable and your muscles feel safe to relax. When you're not hanging on, your muscles are going, whoa, I'm going to fall, and they tense up on you. So if you want to stretch, and really let your muscles relax. You want to hang on or sit down or lie down.
So on this stretch, you're just stretching one leg, right? The one behind, or you're stretching both somehow?
You are stretching this one leg. Yes, you're stretch. It's a calf stretch. Yeah, good, good, good. Then we're going to reach up and reach up. Oh, that feels, this also helps your lungs. Yes, then we're going to do a harder version. First, reach over without excessively. So you're not straining to reach. You're just gently reaching. If it hurts any body part, reduce that motion. Then we're going to do the harder one, which is out diagonally. Oh, this reminds me of theater, Eliza. I don't know why. It's like it's big. By the way, this is good for your brain. So this is really good for your brain. It's good for your balance. It's also working on proprioception, where your body is in space. So Eliza, how did the Very Little Theater had a prop sale yesterday? How did that go?
We made like $500.
$500.
Which was good.
Yeah, good.
All that stuff we were just gonna take the good one.
Yeah, good. So this is Yes, M'lady. You could do it sitting down if you prefer. So remember, we're working the muscle groups, and then now we're stretching. And then Yes, M'lady. What were some of the fun props that you sold?
Coats.
Coats?
Coats. Like of different time periods.
Oh, wow.
We have a huge costume shop.
Oh, I didn't realize costumes were involved. External rotation of the hip.
We're probably going to do costumes again.
Yeah.
We have to get rid of that. Yeah. So we're going to do it probably in October, and then people will be looking for costumes.
For costumes. Yes. Oh, what a great
I
idea.
mean, it was so fun because I got
And the other side.
to tell people how good they looked in a certain coat.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were, you could tell they were like striped.
Uh-huh.
Like, I look like Marilyn Monroe. I mean,
Oh, really? Oh, how fun. So if you guys want, and then I was thinking there were like props, like
there are those two.
there were those two. So just know that in October, the Very Little Theater is going to be selling their stuff. Okay, let's do a little aerobics. I'm changing my mind. Let's sit down first, then we'll do aerobics. And I'll turn the music on. And get some water too if you want some water. All right, we're going to do our stomach. This is where the balls come in. And we're going to squeeze. And exhale. Now these balls have not been used. They have been in my temperature-controlled storage unit. But they've been there for like 2 years now. It's time they get some playtime, some use. Exhale. Exhale. And when I learned the cost of these balls now, it's like, wish I would have thought of this at the beginning of the classes so that you didn't have to buy the balls. But I just don't, they've been used, they're not brand new. All right, that is option 1. Option 2 is we are rowing a canoe paddle. So exhale. So I'm going to set those weights down for me. I'm modifying. By the way, this can work your sciatica area where my thing is, my owie. Exhale. Exhale.
We both enjoyed each other.
Enjoy my. Thank you.
You're always laughing.
Oh, good. I would make, yeah, I am so transparent. I wish I was more transparent. I mean, less transparent. Shoulders down, stretching tall. Option 1, if you have low back issues, put your weights on your thighs. Option 2, have your weights up. I'm glad you guys don't think I'm weird. The next option is so much harder. You may not want to do this next option, but it is both. Remember, shoulders down, stretch your spine tall. The hard part, you want to exhale. And then we're going to go up. Now we are working our shoulders right now and our stomach. I want to show you one thing with balance is in tightening your stomach, but we're going to do a stomach tightener first. And 7 and 8. Set those weights down for a minute. And it's squeeze, 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 squeeze. Now you could really squeeze quickly if you want. Now we are going to work our lungs and our heart. We must count out loud. So it's inhale, relax, exhale, tighten. 1. Kegels are coming up. 2, 3. Kegels are your bladder control muscles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Set that ball down for a minute. Now we're going to pretend like we have a girdle or corset on. Glenn and Jack, pretend you have a girdle or a corset on. And that is tightening up. You never wore one. Tighten up. Another way is you have a tight belt around, and in fact, in class, I've had some people put this around, tighten it up. You may want to try that. Where you put it around your waist, you tighten it up, and then you try and tighten your stomach muscles to match that tightness. You want to be able to breathe. Your kegels, pelvic floor are coming up. Nothing's pushing down. And you're just tightening your muscles so that you can breathe, but that this is engaged. Right now, keep it engaged, but you're still breathing. Now let's stand up and do one more thing of balance while we have our muscles engaged. You could do it standing or wiggling. I'm going to turn this on. Okay, here we go. 30 seconds. Ready, set, and go. So you're engaged, but you're still breathing. And if you want to wiggle, you can wiggle. And whoo, does wiggling use those balance muscles big time. Or you could stay still. That's okay too. 10 more seconds. Excellent. 30 seconds. Let's do the other side. Ready, set, and go. It's easier when you wiggle? Yes. Yes. Do you guys find that when you wiggle, it's a little easier to do the balance? Yes. Now, technically, it is really working those muscles, but because when people stand still and they wiggle, they really get concerned about not being able to stand wiggle free. But when you are purposely wiggling, you forget about that. You're not so self-conscious, and it just is more fun and you're more able to do it. Yeah. But tightening your core will help stabilize. Your stomach, your core is a little part, not a big part, of your balance system. All right, now let's do some squats and lunges. Whatever you want to do, a squat or a lunge. First, we're going to do the kind where we just hang on. Unless you want to do weights, you could do weights. You're sitting back. Press your heels to stand back up. Press your heels to stand up. Also, exhale. Exhale. Oh, if anyone has extra egg cartons, Rachel can use those. So just bring them to class. Yeah. All right, that was 10. Another squat or a lunge. Your knees are always behind your toes. Your knees with a squat or lunge never go over your toes. You guys look so good. Excellent. Even Jack looks good.
Oh, okay. Thank you, your optometrist lately.
Let's do the other side. Press that heel into the floor. Just go your level, your way, your style. You do not have to do what I do. There are 101 ways to do a squat and a lunge. All right, we're going to do a different version. So you're just going to go side to side. Side, and I just have this out of the way. Now, if that hurts your knees, I'm going to do another version where you go to one side and you hold it, and then you go to the other side. Now, this really, I can feel my sciatica area really work. So I'm going to ease off a little bit. I'm not going to push it. I don't want to injure that. You want to get healing circulation to your injured areas, but you don't want to overwork it. You want to stretch mildly. You don't want to overstretch it. It's a fine line. And excellent. Okay, squat and a lunge. We're going to do one more side leg lift, and then we're going to stretch this muscle group. You could tap or you could lift. Shoulders down, stretch tall so you don't injure your rotator cuff or your neck. So you're stretching tall. That's 10. Let's do the other side. 10, 9, 8. I'm going to remind you, you guys can look these videos up. Just click the link, even though you're taking this class. You have it in your email. And if you don't, look in your spam folder. Then let's do a stomach exercise. Either option 1 is lifting a leg. You can alternate, or you could do one leg. The harder option is gently bending, angling, and you're exhaling. Exhale. Kegels up. So it is a standing crunch. Actually, technically, standing reverse crunch, because it really gets our low stomach muscles, which is big bang for your time and money. Yeah. Which reminds me, 2 bits is 25 cents, right? Okay. 1, 2. Now, why does that remind me of this? Why does this remind me of that? I have no idea. That's it. That must have been it.
And a baker's dozen, they were interviewing younger kids. It's like, what is a baker's dozen? They did not know. It's 13, right? Am I right?
I was in a bakery one day, and gal behind the counter asked another one, how many is 2 dozen?
How many is 2 dozen? She didn't know how many 2 dozen was. Was she working in the bakery? So she was a younger girl. So I'll tell this. So a younger girl was working in a bakery, and she asked another girl in the bakery, how many is 2 dozen? Yeah. This,
Selling milk, I get a lot of confusion about things like how many ounces in a pint,
how many ounces in a half pint? Then lift.
or how many ounces in a pint, how many ounces in a quart, how many ounces in a half gallon.
Yeah.
I feel like our people don't know.
Yeah.
Or they don't know what.
Yeah. Yeah. And then left to left. It's good to review those things, just like our times tables. It's good to review our times tables and our division. All right, now we're going to stretch these muscles. First, step back. We're going to get your psoas right there that affects your low back. Step back, soften your knees, tuck your tailbone. Both hips forward, heel to the floor. Yeah, it's good to review that stuff that we knew as a kid, because sometimes we need to clear out the rust. If you cannot feel the stretch there, just tuck your tailbone a tad bit more, have both hips forward a tad bit more, that knee forward a little bit more, your heel to the floor a little bit more. Oh, I wanted to show you the Carolyn lunge. And Carolyn, I have helped people with your lunge, and I tell them, Carolyn, this is a Carolyn modification. They don't know you, but they know of the Carolyn lunge. We'll do the Carolyn lunge here in a second. You will love it and be grateful if you have toe issues, or if you have Achilles tendon, back of your heel issues. So we'll do the Carolyn lunge right away before I forget. It is, so the regular lunge is, you're on your toes, your heel is up. The Carolyn lunge is owie, and some people owie on their toes. So your foot's flat, you're in kind of a staggered stance. The majority of the weight is not in your back leg, it is in your front heel. So your front leg, the front heel, as you go up and down, just real gently. Pressing that heel, doing the same thing. Your knee is that, because the weight's on this knee, your knee is behind your heel. This knee, the knee's the knee's above your heel. This one, that's all the weight is not in that leg. Otherwise, it'd hurt your knee. Can you see that? Can you see that, Gayleen? Kind of? Yeah. So the weight is in your front. Let's do the other leg. Yeah. Oh, I was speaking. So, I have it. I'm not doing the Carolyn. Now I'm doing the Carolyn. It's that staggered stance. Yeah. Isn't this helpful? See, you guys may invent stretches or exercises, knowing what the objective is. That's the key. Knowing why we're doing it and the objective, and you may invent a modification. Let's continue now with the stretching. Yes, m'lady. You're sitting back, your back is flat, your rear end is going to the back wall, your foot is up, heel on the floor. I should say your toe is up, heel on the floor, feeling the stretch behind you. Boy, this class has just been going like that. We're going to do our shoulders next. First, we're going to do one more stretch. Option 1, external rotation of the hip. Either your heel planted or your toe. We did this as a warm-up. It's wonderful if you have pain anywhere in your hip area or your low back. This is a wonderful mobilization exercise. Let's do the other side. Either your heel planted or your toe planted. I'll get back so you online can see better. We're going to do a more extreme version. You may not want to do this one at all. Front of your chair, and it is an extreme version of what we just did. Again, that may hurt you. Don't do it if it hurts. This is helping guide if it hurts you. I'll show you. This other leg cannot do it. So let's do the other side, because it's really sore. So if your sciatica is acting up, if bursitis is acting up, oh, it's getting better. I couldn't do this at all a couple days ago. So, yes, Barb.
Something I learned about doing that, which is to start here and bring your leg up.
Thank you. Thank you, Barb. You are so right. Brilliant. Thank you. Start here, and you can gradually bring your leg up. That is another way to do it. You could grab onto your pant leg. Yes. Yeah, because about right there is when, right by the knee is where my leg wants to stop. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Barb. You are so right. Doing it lying down also is another way to do it. All right, now let's do our shoulders. You could do a band, or you could do it without a band. You could do it with a weight. It is much more effective with a band. And our Judy, yes, found Tensegrity by the Eugene Hotel in downtown Eugene will sell the band. So that band, and that's longer than 5 feet, that was $5 for her. So they will, and that is a TheraBand. TheraBand, this is a version of TheraBand. That's why I bought the TheraBands and had them for class. They are the best bands available. So, Tensegrity is a physical therapy. It's an odd name. It's a physical therapy place. It is by the Eugene Hotel. It is by like a block away from, what's that grocery store? Whole Foods. It's a block away from Whole Foods. So it's on Broadway. Broadway and what?
Well, the hotel is 222, so it's right next door.
222 North Broadway, 222 East Broadway, East Broadway. And it's right next door to that. Or, right a block away from, what's that? Shoulders down and super tall. Yeah, I don't know. Thumbs at the ceiling. Now, again, you could just do it with no band, especially if you have shoulder issues. You don't want to use a band. Shoulders down, head back. Now, we're just going to draw our sword here. Yes. You want beautiful. All right, Gayleen, I'm going to lovingly use you as an example. You do not want your thumb down. You don't want exactly. You want your thumb pointed to the ceiling. Excellent. Why? Cindy, why does that matter? When your thumb is down, it will give you a rotator cuff injury. It may not be today, but it will be very soon. Yeah, shoulders down, thumb up. Excellent. Yeah, beautiful adjustment. You are just hanging, I know. Everyone in class, and even if you're, yes, beautiful. Even if your hand is like this, palm pointed to or facing the floor, that could give you a rotator cuff injury also. Let's switch. Shoulders down, head back. Yes. So I'm going to be telling all the classes they could go to Tensegrity. I hope Tensegrity isn't annoyed with me. Hopefully maybe I should call them and forewarn them. Head back, super tall.
Give them some of your balls.
Give them some of my balls. Actually, they're making money on it, so I would be losing. Yeah, I'm losing already, but that's all right. Shoulders down and out. I'm sure they have their own, but a good idea. Good idea. If I have a fault, and I know I don't have any faults, I'm sure I don't, I give everything away. I'm the cheapest thing in town. Not in a bad way, but
You're gonna let people know
you're going to let people know that. Oh, my goodness.
she's the cheapest guy.
Yeah. Okay. There's a reason why we did that. Now, we are going to palms to the ceiling. That is draped over your hands, palm to the ceiling. And it's just draped over. Elbows locked in. If your palms stay to the ceiling and you go out, you are working the rotator cuff that's most likely injured or the easiest injured. So we're going to avoid that. And we're going to work the 2 rotator cuff muscles back here. The summary is, I'm saving you money. So meaning palms together. And I say that because people tend to want to put their palms to the ceiling, palms together. And a little further out, you want some air, some room, not air is in wrong, air is in breathing room. And then we're going to go out. Now, Barb, it may not feel as good doing it that way. It may feel better doing it this way. And just see what you think. It usually feels better to most people, but not always. If you have arthritis in your little fingers, it may not feel good at all. Yeah, and so you want your palms more further. Now, this is where weights are not near as effective. Bands are so effective. Can you feel that? Can you feel that? Now we're going to make it even harder. Shoulders down, elbows out. Squeeze your shoulder blades right there. 1, 2 shoulder blades squeeze together and down. Squeeze together and down. If your low back bothers you, take that staggered stance. Squeeze together and down. Squeeze. Squeeze like the Incredible Hulk. Oh, I feel that. Do you guys feel that? We should, yeah, you know, when you will work harder. Your muscles technically will work harder if you like. It is fun. It is.
Realistic looking.
Set that down. Yeah. Well, she's had the experience of tuning into that. Shoulders down with. All right, now we're going to set those bands down and work our arms. And this is a good example, you guys, of something. Our low back gets injured easily. Our shoulders get injured easily. Our upper back, like by our shoulder blades, gets knots in them, or our neck gets knots in them. This muscle group, which is our bicep, does not get injured easily because we do little movements all the time, strengthening that muscle group when you don't even know you're doing it. We eat. And we are strengthening that muscle group all the time. Please apply that. Let's do a bicep curl, palms to the ceiling. Please apply that to the other muscles groups. They are little muscles. It's not heavy, but it's consistent. We don't do it all day, every day. We have little breaks where we don't eat all the time. Some days I think I eat all the time. But we have those breaks. Apply that to other body parts. If your low back is tender, just do some exercises every day in which you're not lifting heavy weights, but you're working those muscles in a really gentle way. Does that make sense? Anybody have any better way to explain it? Oh, we're going to go up a little bit. If you've had a pacemaker or a pacemaker recently recharged, don't go real high. If you haven't, you could go high. If you have shoulder issues, don't go real high. You want your head back. No choice. Head back, Barb. There you go. Yeah. And so don't lift your left hand as far. Yeah. Thank you for letting me boss you. All right, roll back. Then go straight, roll your shoulders back, and we're going to go straight back. You can do one at a time. And my eyes are on you. I just want to make sure this does not hurt, that this does not hurt you. Yeah, good. It looks like you're fine. Is it all right for you? Good. Shoulders down and back. Yeah. Head back. You're looking straight ahead. There you go. Much better. Excellent. Oh, you guys look so good. Then roll your shoulders to the back. Set those down. Now we're going to stretch our upper back. Shoulders down. Open up like you are opening a water spigot. What else what else would we do with this movement? A water spigot? Free fall? Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Skydiving? Skydiving is not on my bucket list. I will not. Yeah. Then, anyone want to skydive? Anybody wish that they would skydive? Who was it? What president? Eliza wants to skydive.
We signed up twice and got canceled.
You signed up twice to skydive, and it got canceled.
Not skydiving exactly. One with a float.
Oh, where you go in that airless thing and you are you did that one? Then stretching up. Oh, a plane drops the other plane and the other a glider. A glider. You signed up for a glider. And then the other. Did you go on it, Gayleen, a glider? Oh, you dated a guy that had his own glider and you refused to go up with him. Yeah. Roll your shoulders. My uncle was a pilot, and he took my mom, who was afraid of heights. Then we're going to stretch our neck, super tall, shoulders down, ear to the shoulder. And then you can do just your ear to shoulder, or you can make it more. Reach the floor or your palm to the floor. Now, you could do this sitting down too, or hand behind your back. That's another way. So see which way. So my mom was a real estate agent. This was in the Portland area. My uncle was looking to buy something. So he took my mom up so they could see it from the air. My mom trusted her brother, my uncle, but he said, he was flying around, he said, "Oh, Dee Dee, look at this, look at that." And all of a sudden he looked at her, and she was going, her eyes were closed. Yeah, Roll your shoulders to the back. A hot air balloon. Have you been up in a hot air balloon? Oh my. Anyone else been up in a hot air balloon? Anyone want to go on a hot air balloon? Now we're going to stretch so your shoulder blades are now going that way. Shoulders down. Not me.
It feels like you're standing still.
It does feel like you're standing still.
A friend of mine taught, he was taking us on a ride, his wife and son, and I was in the front at Albany Airport, and he used to teach on the Cessna 172. So he has gone down the runway. Everything looks good. And all of a sudden he looks at me with a very authoritarian voice and says, "Jack, go back on the wheel." So I pulled back on the wheel. Plane came up. Jack, you pulled back a little too far. Push forward on it. Jack, I'll take over now.
Holy cow. Yeah, did you hear about that? The pilot a couple of weeks ago that had the pilot had an emergency and the other guy had to take over. All right, then, so I need to focus here because this isn't my regular routine and I want to make sure we have everything. What we have not done, we did fast feet, but we didn't do one more aerobic. But it's closing time here real soon. So let's stretch our feet. Your heel is up and your toes. Be careful if you have a hammer toes. You want to be very gentle with this. Let's do the other side. You don't want to hurt. All right, now we are going to spread our toes wide. Like as wide. If you need to concentrate on one set of toes, do that. You're spreading your toes wide. You practice on doing both, spreading wide, flat on the floor, and then spreading wide up, lifting your toes up and wide. They get the muscle groups differently. Let's do the other side. Spreading wide. Or
It helps when you do the hands.
it does. It does. Then we're going to point and flex, point and flex. This is stretching the front of you. Point and flex, point and flex. Let's do the other side. I didn't count how many squats and lunges we did. Did anyone else count? I guesstimate we did about 50. At least 8. Oh, we did far more than 8. No, 50. I think we did about 50. We did yeah, good for us. Yeah, I like that. All right, now let's sit down. And we're going to work our heart in a good way, I should say. Soothe our heart. Point, flex, do that ankle pump. I forgot to turn the music on. We were so busy talking. You love this one? Yeah. And then circle. So ankle pump is for our heart. Circling now is for our balance. Yeah, one of our people, then reverse. This was during the past election. She came to class and she said, Cindy, just like I overworked, I did too many exercises here. I was testing exercises out for us. She did too many here. On the last election, presidential election, she was looking at the news and she said, Cindy, I was pumping. And I was really listening to the news and she said, I lost track of time. The next morning, she said she had a hard time walking because she overworked those muscles. We can relate. Super tall. Your back is flat. You're at the front of your chair as you do the sitting yes, m'lady.
Do you think those little foot things help circulation in the feet?
The exercises we just did, definitely. The stretches definitely help the circulation, which also helps congestive heart failure, which also helps edema. Those exercises really help anything with swelling or circulation, yes. Yeah. They will help you heal faster too. If you have a bad cut here and you do these ankle pumps, it will help that cut heal faster. Yes. All right, then, seems like there was one other thing I wanted to tell you or do, but we'll just do the grateful hug because I don't want to, usually, we're a minute over. And yes. Oh, the genie stretch. I wanted to do the genie stretch. Let's do a version of the genie stretch. So we're just going side to side. You're sitting tall. So this helps, but the genie stretch really helps more. But We could do the genie stretch if you wanted to do the genie stretch. I want to. I love the genie stretch. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's only 2, 3, 4. You haven't seen the genie stretch? Okay, we'll do it. If you need to leave, you leave. So it is sitting straight up, shoulders down. First, we're going to do baseline. Turn your head without turning your body. You're not turning your body, only your head, and see what you can see. Remember that spot. See where you can see. Remember that spot. Now this. Shoulders down. You want to be at the front of your chair, though. It doesn't work very well at the back of your chair. And you're just going to turn your arms, keeping looking straight ahead, holding for 1 to 2 seconds. And 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. We're doing this 5 times. You know, the other thing, Rachel, you know, you're talking about at the stand. So where do you sell your farmer stand?
It's on Lorraine Highway between
Then-
Daly Hill and Lorraine and Chambers.
Chambers. Okay.
It's about 3 miles.
Other side.
Outside the city limits.
3 miles outside of the South Eugene city limits.
That's Spencer Creek Market, or you have your own?
No, that's a Saturday market.
Oh,
Yeah, we just have a farm stand. But it's really close to that.
yeah.
We live very close to the Grange.
Very close to the Grange.
So, yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of stuff out there this time of year, but I usually have at least milk. And
Eggs.
right now I have lots of yogurt, and sometimes I have cheese.
Cheese. Yeah. Wow. Flowers?
You know,
Not yet.
not really yet.
Not yet. Now let's check. Did that help your range of motion? By talking about this other stuff, you may not have done the exercise quite right, but hopefully it helped some. Did it help? I know you're one of them.
How do you get it to stay?
You just like everything. You need to just be consistent and just do it like every day. Yeah.
We actually did that the last time.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the name of it, or we didn't name it. So
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Oh, I was going to say another way of testing your math skills, like grade school skills, is go to a fabric store and look and see how, as they cut the fabric and they ask you how much do you want, and you don't quite want a yard, and you factor in. That will get your math going too. Yeah, yeah. And cooking. Yes. Especially if you're having the recipe.